Heat streets are on fire with rumors right now, and this one, it's straight up insanity. 50 Cent just dropped some explosive audio that's got Rick Ross spiraling. This isn't your typical rap beef, this is pure chaos, the kind that shakes the industry to its core. These leaked tapes? They don't just involve Ross. They drag Diddy into the mix too, and the mess is deep. Once you hear what's actually on those recordings, you'll understand exactly why Ross is losing it and threatening to blow up everything we thought we knew about the game. And the way 50 rolled this out, it wasn't random. It was cold, calculated, and borderline genius, like a ticking time bomb finally going off. This isn't petty, it's the long game. 50's been silently setting this trap ever since 2009, back when Ross first fired shots by calling him Officer Ricky and tried to clown him. Now, it looks like 50's getting the last laugh, and it's deadly.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I've been holding a lot of shit in lately. Man, I just had like a 3.5 hour cry.
We wash your car for you. We wash your car. We wash your car with no shame in our hustle. When you goddamn getting into that wash, and you know that tip gonna be good like you just goddamn this car. Y'all better start buying this slippery soap, man. What's going on there? What do I owe the? What do I owe the pleasure? What do I owe the pleasure? Last time we speaking together.
People assumed it was simply another rap feud. Number the entire time, this 50-year-old man was planning. 50 was considering more than just a trash track. Number he was preparing much more ambitious ambitions. Ross was out here believing he had already won their brief argument.
If you ever seen a person getting arrested and the people being arrested in those brothel houses, do they take out the stuff in the brothel houses? No, they don't. They take the individuals who are being arrested out the brothel houses. For them to take 1,000 bottles of baby oil, it's like that they did not leave one. They left people there, but they ain't leave not one bottle. Nobody needed no baby oil. So my whole thing about it is that there was something in that other than baby oil. That's why they took all the bottles. And 9 times out of 10,
behind the scenes, 50 was stacking receipts and locking in the proper connections while moving as silently and slickly as a snake. 50 was always sitting back, watching, and planning whenever Ross flashed his Wingstop bag or his whips. He no longer even bothered to clap back with little jabs. The true heat was being loaded up by him. This trap was set by 50, a pure, wicked genius. He waited until Ross boasted about his next business ventures while marketing his new Checkers franchise everywhere. Acting as though he was untouchable, Ross was ecstatic. At that precise moment, 50 decided to strike.
Bruh, just like New York, just like Mount Vernon, New York City, Mount Vernon, and Miami, all that is the same, bruh. Nobody wants to be near him. Nobody wants to touch what he touched, be where he at. You understand? It's crazy, bruh, how his fall from grace, which was never from grace. It's just like the devil just kicked him out of hell, because he was never in nothing graceful and did anything graceful. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you say about, okay, he did the music, he had the bad boy legacy and everything like that, man. But, you know, if I would give it a wild guess, it was, and like some of the people told me, it was probably that GHB.
What's that?
I think it's gamma hydrox. I looked it up, bro. Let me see if I can find it. I know this is just showing everything like that, but Oh, no, no, no. Let me, yo, somebody tap dance or sing or do something, you know what I'm saying, while I'm doing this. Oh, here it go right here. It's gamma hydroxy butyric. What is it effect on the body? It's a euphoria, drowsiness, decreased anxiety, and memory impairment. It works on the nervous system and gives you this feeling of euphoria.
If you were keeping a watch on his Instagram, the signs were right there. He'd been dropping hints all week like breadcrumbs. It started with those cryptic posts, throwing shade at folks who built their whole identity on smoke and mirrors. Then came that one post, just 3 terrifying words, tick, 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 like something was counting down. And it wasn't just for show. You could sense the tension rising, like the quiet before a storm, but no one predicted the bomb that was coming. While some persons stayed naive, acting like it was just another digital moment, the streets? Oh, they were on high alert. They knew something was brewing. And then, out of nowhere, boom.
Doesn't mean I'm confirming or I'm 100% factual, but it's somebody in this story of things that seems more reliable than others, Race, is what I'll say, just to protect my sources. But this source informed me of who these A-list celebrities are on these tapes that are being allegedly auctioned off online and through the networks. And it's put me in a little bit of a bind because I like to be fully transparent with the audience. I want to say things, but I also realize from what I'm told, because again, I haven't seen them directly yet. I haven't, and I don't know if I want to. Race, I want your advice on that too. But the problem I have is just like, typically I want to report these things, but I got to be careful legally, ethically, morally as to what we report on here. Because as Ariel, the lawyer here, did admit, and I can attest based on the information I got from a separate, reliable source, people in these videos don't know they're being videotaped. That's a big issue, Race, right? Let's start out right there. If there are people on these tapes that don't know that they were being filmed, is that okay to talk about and to share?
A few albums, a few people, you know, made to be famous, but they not here to tell their story. Black Rob, Biggie, Craig Mack, they not here to tell their story, bro. And now you got everybody telling his story.
Yeah, and I know 50, he did a recent interview with US Weekly saying that the reason why rappers are quiet about, you know, Diddy's situation is because they've been to his parties and they don't know what got caught on tape.
Bro, those people who was caught at Diddy's party did not know that he had 250 tape recorders in that house. That's a big house. So they take that and rubbed it on her, and you forget who you are, what you're doing. It can also give you memory loss, drowsiness, and that's under the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Administration.gov. I
have a big problem with that, as do you, Andy, and you tend to be an ethical guy and you're taking the high ground here. Notwithstanding the fact that you may have some significant information and reliable information, but the reality is that, look, I mean, if people were recorded non-consensually and you're the one to identify them, I think that's a problem, right? And I think anytime anyone has content, right, this is not an email, this is not a text message, this is video. Right. And there's specific statutes without using specific language I don't want to get into, but everybody knows what we're talking about here.
It's Diddy with this person. I'll say that. It's Diddy with this person. Actually, yes.
Yeah, and see, the problem is, again, like non-consensually recorded, you've got a victim here who may not want to be publicly identified. That's the problem. That's the problem. And they have a right to proceed if they want to, whether it's criminally or civilly, without being identified, because we know what's going to happen. As soon as they identify themselves, there's going to be a bunch of people that come out of the woodwork who are going to unequivocally harass them.
50 released the first tape on the gram on a laid-back Tuesday afternoon when everyone was simply chilling and going about their daily lives. Just plain devastation, no hoopla, no heads up. It was a frigid move. He made no attempt to write a caption. He let that video to speak for itself. Chaos struck the industry like a wrecking ball in a matter of minutes. People were shaken.
Isn't it weird that the government was so interested in Diddy's baby oil that they took 1,000 bottles away from his house? If the government took 1,000 bottles of baby oil and somebody had things what appeared to be baby oil, and then you have to listen to the prosecutor. He said that they seized 1,000 bottles what allegedly to be baby oil. Allegedly to be baby oil. So that's telling people that it wasn't baby oil. And people think that that was baby oil, they out their mind. I don't believe it was baby oil. Yo, bro, when they went up in there, they knew what they was gonna find. They knew what was ever in that baby oil or that those bottles that appeared to be baby oil, they knew about that at first. You gotta realize 9 times out of 10, that individual that got caught at the airport
and claim that didn't happen, and they're making stuff up. And there's the victims that we want to protect here, and that's significant.
Well, it's interesting because here's why I wanted to have this conversation, because I know a lot of you are like, Andy, just say it. No, I'm not going to say them, but I wanted to have this conversation as to why we're not saying it and why I think others haven't yet said it, raised, because again, legally, ethically, morally, it's just not right. Now, there's an argument I've had with people who are like, well, they knew what they were doing with Diddy. Like these were consensual acts, like they knew, and he filmed other times. So I don't know what the big deal is. It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out is what I keep hearing from other reliable sources.
The internet exploded instantly. Corporate boardrooms went into panic mode. Executives scrambling into emergency meetings like their careers were on the line. PR teams, full-blown meltdown. Everyone remotely connected to Ross or Diddy suddenly vanished. Phones off, profiles wiped, acting like they'd never even met the guys. This wasn't your average rap drama or some petty IG story spill. Nah, this had a whole different energy. It felt dangerous, like the kind of move that doesn't just bruise egos, it buries careers. And behind it all, 50, calculated, cold. He'd been lurking in the shadows, watching Ross make moves for years, biding his time, just waiting to drop the hammer at the worst possible moment. And the craziest part? Ross had no idea what was coming. Word is, he was mid-conference, suit on, business as usual, when his phone started blowing up. Non-stop calls, alerts, pings. Something was coming, and it was about to hit like a freight train.
Activities with other, A-listers having activities together is what this is. And again, that's a potentially outing of somebody as well. You know what I mean? There's so many things here that happen in releasing of this private consensual moment that while salaciously everybody wants to know, and people are messaging me all the time, Andy, who's what? And it's like, I'm not gonna say, because there seem to be way too many things that these people in the tapes, whether consensual, whether they, whatever, didn't agree to put out there. And I would think that's a legal issue too for anybody who puts these out first, no?
Yeah, you nailed it. You can't without the consent of the victim. That's the problem. Somebody thinks that somebody has no idea, right? You said, well, didn't they know they're being recorded? No. I mean, in these situations, the assumption is they did not know. And that's what we believe right now is the victims did not know that they were being recorded. If the victim comes out and says, okay, yes, I knew I was recorded, and a statement is provided, that's a different story. But of course,
they were supposed to be, their carrier told them what they was doing and what they had. I wouldn't put it past that he told them everything. So when they went up in there, they knew they had to take whatever was out there, and that thing that appeared to be baby oil, they took that. They got to test every last one of them. Let's see how much, let's see how many of those come back to be baby oil. Bro, listen to me. Costco don't sell that much baby oil. Where you know sell that much baby oil?
Yeah, I don't know any store that sell that much baby oil. I know Costco, they came out and said that they don't even sell baby oil.
My sentiments exactly.
But you personally, right, what do you believe was in the baby oil?
If you ever seen a massage parlor being raided and they walking out the people, do they take the massage oil with them when they go? No, they just walk out the people who are being arrested.
His people were attempting to pass. His notifications are going nuts. He's getting that video from everyone. Ross clicked play after initially assuming it was just another of 50's small pranks. And the game was finished once he realized what was truly out there. It all turned upside down at that point. This is when things go even more crazy. The streets are chatting and claiming that there are 50 people sitting on a vault of them. If you thought that tape was the worst of it, like a real-life villain with a script in hand, he has been holding on to this stuff for years.